is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome, everyone, to DBL. It's Thursday, May 27th. I'm Tori here with Lindsay and Erica. It is a ladies' day. Always good to see you. Let's get started because it seems like every single week there's another mass shooting to talk about in America, if not more. And today, of course, we're referring to the mass shooting at a San Jose rail yard that has now left 9 people dead. Police say a gunman opened fire on his coworkers yesterday before taking his own life. There is video of the suspected shooter, who we, of course, are not naming, leaving his house on his way to work. That was captured by his neighbor's doorbell camera. And check out this huge fire at the suspect's home. Authorities believe he actually started it before leaving for the rail yard. There are court records that allege the suspect sexually assaulted an ex-girlfriend and had, quote, alcohol-fueled mood swings, which may have been linked to his bipolar disorder. And now his ex-wife is saying he told her he wanted to kill people at work, but she never believed him. So many questions come up after something like this, right? But today we're asking this specific question. So talk about it with your family members at home. If someone in your family or someone you're close to is struggling with erratic behavior and has access to weapons, do you report it, and to whom?
And I think with or without the weapons, you have to think about what you're going to do, because it seems like there were several signs, and in every situation there's several signs of somebody going like really spiraling. And for somebody to even mention that I want to kill somebody, or for somebody to have erratic behavior for months in a row or even years, I'm not sure what the case was in this particular incident. I think we all know when somebody's struggling, whatever it's with. And so we need to figure out what's going on, because people lost their lives because we allowed this to happen, and you're like coddling your family member. So you have to tell somebody. Maybe it's not the police immediately, but there's mental health experts that you have to talk to.
But like, who do you go to, right? Like, do I go to the FBI in the phone book? Do I go to like my local police?
Or what about a psychologist? Start there, or even a therapist, because then they have patient-client privilege, but not when it comes down to threatening people's lives, right? That's where the line gets crossed, and they can go to the police.
Yeah, right. But that comes down to a willingness to participate in therapy. I mean, you can't force someone into therapy. I think this is a great time to be having this conversation, and also taking kind of a temperature or litmus test on what our comfort levels are. Because the truth is, if you are with someone and have that close of an interpersonal relationship, then you're always playing these songs in your head saying, this is never really going to happen. This isn't who this person is. And so you're gaslighting yourself as well. So I think we need to be very clear as to what the protocol is if someone feels like, I'm not really sure what to do, but I don't want to overreact, but I certainly don't want to be in a position, you know, after the fact to underreact.
I just wish there was like a red flag number for each state, so I could say this person has a weapon, because that's worked in the past. And again, someone brought up, just want to leave you with this, it's a lot of essential workers that have been having some mass shootings. We've had FedEx, we've had the BART station, now this tram station, and you wonder, have all the tension gotten to them as well? So it's an interesting point to bring up as well. All right, we've got some new viral video that people are calling the boo-hoo Karen. But first, a quick apology to all the normal, well-behaved Karens out there. We have one who works here. Check it out.
I'm the manager of the airport here.
That's
Who
not
saw me? I'm joking. Who saw him choke me to the ground? Who saw me?
I saw you run through the door when you weren't supposed to. And I saw him push you out the door.
You deserve
I'm pretty sure you're mistaken.
in a dress.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. You off.
Okay, this happened at the Indianapolis International Airport after security allegedly confronted the woman for entering a restricted area. So if you see something like this, I'm going to go back to that same question. Do you speak up and say something, or do you mind your own business? You know me, I like to be in everyone's business. I would be right there with the phone. I would be.
I generally mind my own business, but I think when it comes down to the temper tantrum and people who do not know how to behave, that are adults, that are really acting like a Karen, it's something where it really triggers me, especially after this past year. And so I haven't luckily been in that situation, but I feel like if I was, then I would help go get the person in charge just to get her out of there.
Yeah, right. If you see a crazy temper tantrum, or do you think would you ever egg someone on?
Well, I would probably jump in on the boohoo right there.
Boo-hoo, Karen.
Like, cry me a river, Karen.
I agree. What do you think?
I generally don't say anything in a situation like that. We had an incident on a flight a couple months ago, and a guy was like being, I won't say that he didn't wear the mask, he eventually put the mask on, but because he was taking so much time, other passengers were like, really, dude?
Yeah, right.
You know, like they really rallied. And I'm more like, I'm gonna sit back and see what happens. Now, if it's a situation where somebody who is unable to protect themselves might be in danger, then I'll try to like help that person. But I'm not going, like at this point, they have lost all sense of reality. So I'm not trying to further their angst
by putting myself in the middle of it.
That's fair. I do that purposely and sometimes wrongfully. I was out with you and I thought a man was choking. Do you remember this?
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
he
yes.
wasn't even choking.
But that's more Good Samaritan than like you're going against somebody who has probably a little less than you to lose.
Very
With
true.
this Karen, that's always the case.
Always the case.
Very, very true. All right, speaking of Karens, remember this woman dubbed the Central Park Karen. She went viral last summer when she called police on a black man she claimed was threatening her. Well, now she's suing her former employer who fired her after the incident. Her name's Amy Cooper, and she claims the company did not properly investigate and alleges both racial and gender discrimination in her termination. The company, Franklin Templeton, has responded, calling the lawsuit baseless, saying, quote, "We believe the circumstances of the situation speak for themselves and that the company responded appropriately." What do you think of her suing, saying she's the victim of discrimination? And she really is saying, because I'm white, there was a racial discrimination against me. And remember, the gentleman was bird watching in the park. What do you think? Erica, what do you think?
You know, I think this is the reason why we have to press charges. Because that's the first indication when you say, well, I was never charged. I was never, you know. And the reason why Christian Cooper didn't press charges was really that he was being bigger than the situation.
Right.
But because of that, there isn't any like legal implications for her to be, like, you know, to be, what is it called? To be seemingly guilty.
Right.
I also think this has something to do with her executive package. It probably has something to do with the contract and what she was entitled to.
Wow.
Should she be terminated? So there we are.
Entitled is a good word. What do you think?
I was talking to Erica about this earlier, and I just think, like, the job didn't paint you racist, sis. You painted yourself racist. Look what you did. This is what we were talking about. Like, you literally are judging. You literally called the police on somebody, acting like you were in complete distress when Christian Cooper was literally bird watching in the park. And now you're saying that you lost your job and you're embarrassed. Mind you, you were a leader of a company that had the privilege to hire and fire people, and you show that you don't understand race in a thorough enough way to have that role, and you're mad that you lost that role. And you always talk about morals clauses. It's probably a morals clause in there that you can't be racist or deemed racist by your company and keep your job. So she needs to stop crying. Boo-hoo Karen number 2.
Ooh, we'll be right back with the Friends reunion. Everyone's talking about boo-hoo to you. We'll see you soon. Closed captioning.
With fewer COVID cases in the U.S., a lot of us are eager to start traveling again. But flying the friendly sky can also bring anxiety. So how can you ease those concerns? Let's connect the dots. A pandemic-weary public has made it clear what they want to do next: travel. But for some, the idea of getting on a crowded plane and staying in strange hotels is a little overwhelming after all we've been through. Mental health professionals even have a name for it: re-entry anxiety. They report both vaccinated and unvaccinated people are expressing concerns about returning to in-person activities. So what can you do about it? First things first, if you have extreme anxiety, contact a medical professional. But if you are simply worried or feeling unsafe, there are some things you can try. Experts recommend exposure therapy, allowing you to ease back into situations. The key to this is to start off slowly. That means if you are worried about restaurants in a strange city, try going out to one in your hometown that you are comfortable with. If a long plane ride is the issue, try a shorter trip first. If a big hotel with a crowded lobby is your concern, you can book an Airbnb. Experts also recommend accepting that you will feel anxious. Just acknowledging that anxiety is expected and normal can bring comfort. And that's connecting the dots on travel anxiety.
Welcome back to DBL. It's been an hour, so we haven't discussed Friends. Let's discuss it again. The long-awaited Friends reunion special dropped early this morning on HBO Max, but some fans were left in the dark after the HBO Go app crashed within minutes after the special kicked off. Those who did get to watch said the show stayed on familiar ground by looking back at past episodes. Oh, the kiss. Oh, the kiss. But it didn't address Matthew Perry's addiction issues he faced during the run of the show, or the lack of diversity, which we've actually talked about here on the show among the cast. Still, there were some very definitely buzzworthy moments, like when Lady Gaga and Lisa Kudrow jammed out to Smell a Cat. Take a look.
Smelly cat, what are they feeding you? Smelly cat, it's not your fault.
I still think it's better when it's just me. It is.
It is. It really is. David Schwimmer, Jennifer Aniston also dropped a bombshell about their off-screen relationship. Have a little look-see.
I had a major crush on Jen. And I think we both, at some point, we were both crushing hard on each other, but it was like two ships passing because one of us was always in a relationship. So, and we never crossed that boundary. You know, we respected that, but we both.
Oh my God, there could have been a Ross and Rachel in real life. Okay, first off, what do you think about not addressing this situation? It's very Friends to not address sort of the elephant in the room about the diversity, or Matthew Perry, who says because he was addicted, he doesn't remember filming 3 seasons.
Yeah, they skipped over some big stuff, especially for somebody who, like, so I called my mom about this. I'm like, I know. She's like, Friends again? Like, there's a whole faction of people who I think are just like, okay, because we didn't really get into the show, but I don't appreciate them skipping over the big stuff, because that's why somebody like me would take this time the weekend
a person who didn't
and watch. Right, that's what I think.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think the consensus for people who stayed up in the middle of the night to watch this was that this is definitely a series or a special for true diehard fans.
Totally.
And they also really filmed this in a bubble in a bubble. You know, like the whole like feel good nostalgic element was intentional. So I didn't expect for a moment that any controversy was going to be brought up in this reunion special.
Like it was all comfort food for a comfort food type of television
But
show.
remember, for the Fresh Prince special, like they got into it with the old Aunt Viv, and I really love that they talked. Even if you didn't care about Fresh Prince, you wanted to know what happened to this lady who was brown skinned and that they replaced with a woman who looked nothing like her. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I just think that that's something that you got to hit the nail on the head.
Especially these days when everyone's so transparent. Like you'd think they'd go there, but they didn't. They just
played it safe.
Yep. We'll be right back with Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child.
Nearly 110.
Scientists now believe immunity against coronavirus could last years, but only if you meet a couple of criteria. Let's connect the dots. Researchers found people who recovered from COVID and then were vaccinated could have long-lasting immunity. That means they will probably not need booster shots. Unfortunately, the same is probably not true for people who just had the vaccine or people who had COVID but aren't vaccinated. The problem with viruses is they are always changing, and those variants can mess everything up. But according to the new research, the immune response created by a combination of a previous infection and the vaccine is so strong that it can fight variants. But if you just got the vaccine, you will probably need to get a booster shot sometime down the road. And that's connecting the dots.
Yes, we know Michelle Williams as 1/3 of the iconic girl group Destiny's Child. But what many people don't know is that she's fighting depression and using her voice to promote mental health. We spoke with her earlier in today's Chatting with the Stars.
Michelle, welcome to DBL.
Hey, hey.
Thank y'all for having me. What's going on?
Girl, before we get into everything, I have to congratulate you on your book, because I have to tell you that your transparency will save lives. Your advocacy for mental health awareness will save lives. So first and foremost, thank you for that.
Thank you so much for those kind words. That's really, that's my mission now, is to make impact, inspire, and to empower, and to let people know they're not alone and it's okay to get some help.
Amen. Treatment works. I can thank Zoloft on live TV for helping me. You just celebrated you just celebrated the 20th anniversary of your hit album and song Survivor with Destiny's Child. Why is that song so special to you? And then we'll get back to your book.
Well, now, if somebody definitely brought that to my attention, they were like, actually it's our publicist. We still all have the same publicist. We share the same publicist. And she brought it to my attention saying, Michelle, this is 20 years of Survivor and now your book comes in the same year. I was like, wow, the stars have aligned, and it's a reminder of everything I've gone through, how I've survived, and I'm thriving. And to everybody out there, y'all were from the era of Survivor too. And hopefully, you're doing your dream job of every day touching somebody's lives in the form of media.
Amen.
Michelle, I'm a father of two, and you and Beyonce were there via Zoom when Kelly Rowland gave birth to her son, Noah. So,
oh, yeah.
What was that like? And do you guys plan on getting together anytime soon and talking about that?
You know what? We've gotten together since then. We were able to get together in person. Our COVID tests were negative, and we was like, all right, let's sneak in and see this baby. I thought that was a true testament of our sisterhood. Aww. And what an intimate moment that Kelly allowed us to view and lurk in. Zoom is one big lurk fest. Everybody's like,
That experience is crazy.
Yeah,
I know firsthand.
I know.
The people that look at you and are like, you're in maybe one of the best groups of all time. How can you have depression and anxiety? So why don't you talk to them? Why don't you tell them when you first realized that, wait a second, something's not right here. I might have a problem.
Actually, it was in the 7th grade. So for everybody saying, ooh, Destiny's Child caused depression, Hollywood caused her depression. No. It was something that I had been dealing with since the 7th grade. I just didn't get a diagnosis until I was in my 30s. But in 7th grade, I knew something wasn't rocking right. I was tired. My grades were dropping. I was just wanting to isolate. And I was like, that's not like me in the past. And sure enough, those were symptoms of depression. But in the 7th grade, depression wasn't even in my word bank at that time. I knew that I was in health education classes, and I was like, well, maybe it's puberty. We've been talking about that lately. You know how a person, you like, ooh, they really overreacted. It's something else that they're really reacting to. And it was at that moment that I definitely was like, you got to process this pain and trauma you're dealing with.
Amen. Yeah, there's nothing like the exhaustion of depression, right? You can't even compare it. I want to bring up a fact that there was a part in your book that absolutely sent shivers up and down my spine, where you talked about that you started to plan your own funeral.
Oh my goodness.
Looking back, what were you going through, and how did you finally get help?
I began to feel unsafe with me, and I was getting too comfortable with the idea of suicide. And how comfortable I was to even say, you know what, I want white orchids, I want this scripture read. And said, now I still want white orchids, but 50 years from now.
Right.
That's on record.
Yeah,
And being an advocate for mental health, like I said, you are saving lives. We need to.
Sam, I'm getting regular segment vibes.
We need
right
to have more of her. So DBL Nation, get your copy of Michelle's life-saving new book, Checking In. We appreciate you, Michelle, and all your transparency. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Promotional consideration.
Mosquito season is here. That means mosquito bites are back. Willie Anderson sent this question to the Verify team.
If a mosquito bites a person that has COVID-19, will that mosquito be able to pass COVID-19 to a person that does not have COVID-19?
With Verify, we want to make sure you know who our sources are first. We spoke with Dr. Mo Rezai. She is an internal medicine physician for Fort Worth Primary Care. We also talked to Dr. Michael Levy, an epidemiologist at the University of Pennsylvania's School of Medicine. COVID-19 is a respiratory virus, meaning it's passed through the air. A mosquito is an insect. It doesn't have lungs, but it breathes through its exoskeleton, so it can't spread a virus through the air.
The mechanism of the COVID transmission, which is airborne or droplets, so it kind of doesn't go along with how it actually transmits and propagates.
When a mosquito does pass a virus to a human, it comes from a bite or the insect's salivary glands. But COVID-19 can't replicate inside the mosquito.
There'd be no way for the virus to get from a mosquito's gut if a mosquito did somehow pick it up back into another person.
Not only that, but experts tell us since a mosquito can survive long enough on the blood from a single bite, it is very unlikely for it to immediately bite someone else. So we can verify. Mosquitoes cannot spread COVID-19 if they bite a person who is already infected.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast presented by MorningSave.com. What do you have for us today, Steph?
Hey, Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, I have something that will help you relax after a long day on your feet. It's the Viva Spa Shiatsu Air Pressure Foot Massager with 360-degree heat. Normally, it's as much as $199. we've got it for only $79, saving up to 60%.
That's what I like. Y'all kneading the arch and soles of your feet will touch your actual sole.
Okay, now Tori, giving your skin some extra love and hydration is never a bad thing. So that's where the Caroline Chew Anti-Aging Face and Neck Serum set comes in handy. So this set is a concentrated complexion brightening treatment that will help soothe irritated skin and reduce dark spots.
Ooh, that's what I have.
Normally, it's as much as $145. I know. We've got it for only $39, saving up to 73%.
Oh, I love a good steal on a complexion.
Next up, I've got the perfect items to help you get from A to B, no matter where your trip is taking you. It's the Ivory Ella by Conair Diamond Mosaic Tote and Weekender.
Ooh.
So normally this is as much as $80.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got it for only $29, saving up to 64%.
Oh, you can put all the savings in the bag.
Okay, last, now that the warmer weather is here, finally, it's time to bring out the ice and pour your favorite drinks by the pool.
Ooh.
And this 2-pack Cambridge 20-ounce insulated Americana tumblers are what everyone needs. So normally these is as much as $52. I know, but we've got them for only $24, saving up to 70%.
Show your patriotism and keep your drinks cold and safe. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Steph, as always, you are the savings wizard. Thank you so much. She really is. And I just wanted to address the Michelle Williams interview, which I thought was amazing. Depression can often make you so tired you don't want to save yourself. So if you know someone like that, just try and help them even make a phone call. Like do the bare minimum. Open the windows to get some light in. Just that much.
And I love that she clarified that it wasn't from Destiny's Child and the fame that made her sad or depressed afterwards. She said it's been since 7th grade. So that's crazy.
That's a lot of us.
Sending her love.
Good transparency. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, y'all.